Welcome to M3 Exploded Views, and today we're going to be taking apart a little robotic cat called Zoomer Kitty. Yep. Oh, easy there. Zoomer Kitty's pretty cool. It interacts with you as you pet it. It behaves like a real cat would, pounces at its toy, hisses if you make it mad. Pretty much everything except shed. So I think, should we do it? Okay.
Yeah. Is it a kid toy or a cat toy?
It's more like an adult. Well, that sounds
no,
bad.
adult.
I was going to say adult toy. No, I mean, I think
that wasn't an option.
No.
Press the button.
Presses. Oh, there he goes.
Oh. Searching? Is it? What's it doing?
He's just chilling. So, you know, if you
okay, so
put
you
this
can
in front, he'll like check out his toys.
Oh. Be free.
Oh, there you go. Now he's like.
How did Dakota make him go demonic?
Back here. Is that there's a light code about what his eyes mean, right?
Play with his ears.
Oh, okay.
Pet his ears or pet the cat.
I'll see what's on the inside.
First cut. Start. Take your screws up.
What was the price point on it?
Just about $300 what I saw. So there's a lot of cool stuff in here.
This is not working out for me.
Because there's, I mean, if you saw it, it follows the ball and follows your hand, acts like a real cat. So I'm sure there's some development costs in there they're trying to recoup.
Did you get a sense of what the battery life is?
You know, I didn't. I just played with it for maybe about a half hour and it seemed to be fine. But I think the instructions did say you'd only get about a half hour out of it.
Was a half hour like enough kitty time where you're like, I want some more kitty time? Or was it?
I was done.
You're done.
It's kind of a loud kitty to listen to.
Well,
they
I
got
wonder
the
how it
one.
compares.
They got the one screw that
not
won't
gonna.
come out.
But while
We
he's
got
working
some
on that,
others, yeah.
why don't we
You wanna
look
take
at this,
that one apart?
this ball and wand?
Because in the instructions it did say that the cat likes to play with the ball, and if you drop it, bad things will happen.
If you drop the ball?
If you drop the ball, it
Like-
could be damaged.
Oh, not bad things as in like the
Also,
cat
in
will
real life,
get
if
pissed
you
off.
drop the ball, bad things will happen.
If you drop the ball,
Or a
things
cat.
will happen.
Probably don't drop those either.
Yeah.
You took a Zyrtec?
I did.
This is hypoallergenic.
No cats are hypoallergenic. Just saying.
Is it coming off?
No.
So you wouldn't do one of those like hairless cats?
Nope. Even those are probably gonna. If I look at a cat, my eyes will blow up. So
Really?
I'm in a good spot right now. So,
Oh, there we go. Part of kitty coming apart.
like,
Look at that.
So wrong.
oh, okay.
We sliced it in
Nice.
half. We see a few little sensor boards in here, little motors and such too. So if you notice, well, before we took it apart, if you twisted the tail, the head moved too.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it connects the tail to the head.
Yeah. So there's a little pulley thing in here.
Okay.
There you can kind of see his head moving.
Hmm.
The thing can kind of do this. There we go.
It's cheap, that's for sure.
Cheap? Well,
The
cheaper than a
string.
real cat. Oh, yes.
As far as like manufacturing.
Certainly for manufacturing, there's no need to do like a wire braided cable
Yeah.
like you see in some medical products or anything like that. So certainly
Oh,
cost
$300
is an
cat.
issue.
Many seconds.
Yeah.
Prefer some
Try to get into these little guys here.
gold.
Smaller
plated.
screwdrivers?
See what
Let me
else
go
we got.
grab some small ones
All right.
from my secret stash.
Oh, wow.
Stash.
All sorts of stuff in here.
It's operating.
So we
It
took
is.
the ball apart, and it's a whole lot of nothing. So it's
Okay.
looking at you
would
can
it
follow
not-
the ball. So it must be looking at color or
I don't know.
proximity or something. Or?
So anything, nothing special about it, especially, we can talk about how you manufacture it. Very simple molded part. Nothing special about that. Thread forming screws. It's meant to go together just
Yep.
one. Let's see, which board should we work on first here?
Let's,
Do
are these
some
the
more.
front legs?
These,
Yes.
Let's start with the
I think
front
so.
legs.
It's all open eagle down here.
so what is this? This is just a little plastic part, it looks like, for just tidying the mess of wires.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah,
They
That's
swept
right.
it under the plastic rug.
That's what makes the rainbow.
that they did.
Kim, did your kids ever have like robotic toys like this?
They did. The first child did in the beginning, and then when you realized how much noise it is, you stopped buying them. Short
Pretty loud,
lifespan.
Nice spring
You got a little-
loaded
Looks like I got
leg.
some motor in here. Well, there's some wires going in there. That's what we're kind of seeing in here. So this just be like the brains. Okay. Of course, you got to have some power. little tiny.
Rechargeable.
Yeah,
Is that
little
the
charger.
Is that a
battery?
lithium?
What do we have here? A little lithium-ion battery pack, pretty common.
In a pouch.
In a pouch, yeah.
So how about this little molded part? Again, looks pretty straightforward. Any guesses on the plastic?
No, there was more than one kind.
Plasticky.
It's plastic.
Plastic, kind of plastic.
So, you know,
Mhm.
it's an inexpensive, maybe ABS plastic.
Is it painted on the outside?
It does feel that way. You can feel the little ridge there.
Yeah, and then they've painted their.
H.
Cool. So what else is going on with the legs here?
So you notice this, when we were playing with it before, the thing could kind of squat down and jump back up. So it seems like there's some kind of motor or something in the leg. You want to take one of those guys apart.
So it's just driving one direction and then.
It seems to, yeah. So maybe it drives so it can collapse, you know,
Yeah.
use the weight of the cat
and then
to...
springs back up.
Yep. Because these are fairly, I don't know if you had one of these are fairly stout springs. According to the instructions, when you piss it off, it'll hiss and his eyes will glow red.
Mmm.
Dakota did that yesterday.
See little teeth marks in here?
All right, let's
I
take
think
a
it's
look
fine.
at.
All right, wow.
Oh,
Now
wow.
that is some fancy
There we go.
gearing
So,
in there.
Yeah.
No, these are the same gears you find in every printer. If you're ever taking a printer apart.
Where's the spring element that's causing it to bounce back straight?
So if we look at the untaken apart
There is a
leg,
spring here.
is there another one inside?
Right in here.
Oh, right there.
Another torsional spring.
Big spring in there. You see for the camera up there? Kind of right there.
There's two.
Get it?
They are.
That's one spring.
It is one
Big
spring. Yeah.
spring.
Mhm.
That's
With
cool.
two little
That is interesting.
coily coils.
I've actually not seen that in a product before.
Me too.
This just looks like a nightmare to assemble.
It does
So
very
you've got,
much
like,
look like it
this.
because you're wiring it through here.
Yeah, you got wires running through.
Well, I guess we just have to keep taking stuff apart.
Yeah. it's lubricated.
Ooh.
Okay, there's.
Someone's hair. got-
Hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
You want to switch spots here, Ken?
Instant regret.
All cats have fur, guys. Come on.
Exactly. That's why I took a Zyrtec this morning.
That's why you said every cat will make you allergic. See, there's the cat hair right there.
There's so much. Okay.
Okay, just yeah.
Oh.
So, all right. So what is?
So what all are you seeing here? What's going on?
It looks like a retaining ring
So-
of some sort. Washer.
And that's
That's
holding-
probably what's holding this guy in.
Which is we've got another motor here.
Yes.
Doesn't seem like one.
Yeah, we can
So
do
that's
that.
for what? Moving the cat back and forth.
I think so.
You saw how it
Mhm.
went back and forth.
Yeah,
That
so
is a
that's-
tiny little motor for moving this cat,
And that's
It's not the only one.
folks.
All right. Are we snipping this guy right here?
Let's see here,
I know why this thing's $300.
because there's so many
So-
dang wires.
Just a million screws.
Yeah.
Took someone an hour to put this together.
Oh,
Oh,
What is
okay.
that?
He turned it.
it's alive.
It's alive.
We've got the motor here.
Yep.
What is this little guy on the outboard, outside shaft?
This guy, looks like it captures this wheel.
element.
Yeah, the inside of that, and that's what allows that whole wheel to move.
So that's two different parts there, but kind of a cool mold.
Okay.
These
Captures.
little,
Capture in here.
yeah, they
Okay.
capture these
Interesting
arms.
way to do it.
You wonder how
Yeah.
you put it together.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times with weird fixture or assemblies like this, you need a fixture to hold
Yeah.
everything as you just drop stuff in.
How about the bearing material? Can we talk about the bearing material?
Going on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
What
should.
is a bearing material?
So when things are sliding past each other,
Mm-hmm.
they don't heat up, they don't bind, and they don't squeak like your
There's a lot
hinges
of
and your
grease
door.
on
Yes.
But again, cost is what they're probably going for, so it's probably just gonna be plastic on plastic.
All right.
But as we looked at the gears, they're probably made out of some material that is nice and slippery, so they don't squeak and they run.
Called
pretty well.
bearing?
Called bearing.
Is it a noun? Is it a verb?
It is now.
Okay.
So is this just one piece, and all we're doing is just running the gears from one side to the other side, so we can fold that hinge?
I believe
think so.
Yeah. There's a big retaining ring in there.
Two?
Two of them. What is that holding in?
I think it's just holding in.
that holding in
yeah.
the
I think
little
it's
wheel?
holding in the
Yeah.
motor.
There's just a little metal linkage there too. That
Yep.
that is just a fancy little mechanism.
So I assume each of the 4 legs are probably pretty identical though?
Well,
So you design it one time and use it everywhere?
it does look
I would
like
assume
that.
so.
Yeah. All right, first, so these are pretty much the same thing,
The hind
but we have
legs.
some. This is just a motor that
Another
is
motor,
just
yep.
moving left and right.
So at least
10 motors at least.
10
at least
motor.
10.
That is a lot.
Wow.
That is a lot.
Wow.
That's just a hot looking mess.
It is. It's pretty fancy.
You should see the inside of a real car.
So at least using connectors kind of helps. And it seems like you always see these little JST connectors everywhere. They must be pretty common in toys. So it's interesting, they have all these connectors, but then they hand solder some of the wires to these pins.
Very crappily,
Wow.
I might add.
I've seen worse.
Blowed up.
So we know it's got to drive all the motors, so it's probably some chips for driving the motor. Good idea. And probably there's the obligatory blob under the actual brain.
Is that the CPU or whatever?
Yeah, usually companies want to hide what, chip they're using to control everything.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Okay, there we go. Something like this.
It's neutered.
It's non-binary. It's what it has chosen in this day and age.
That's true too, but you can kind of see that same little sensor is looking at something, but I don't understand
What it is.
what it would be. Yeah,
What are IR sensors?
that's a good question, Kim. Should we open up the head next and see?
Yes.
It's these little guys that are
Oh.
watching you.
Creepy.
Like what you can find on your remote for your TV.
Really?
Yes.
You know how you check that?
Coming out of the remote, the little tip?
Can you do it with your phone?
You can.
Yeah.
You take a picture of take your phone, the camera's sensitive to infrared light, and you'll see it'll kind of glow purple. So you can always check to see if your remote is working when you're pointing at the TV and nothing happens.
The
Guts.
It's the brain. I mean, there's a lot of brain going on in there.
Oh, lights.
he was a smart kitty.
Where's the sound come from?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I've
is
seen
it a speaker?
yet.
It looks like the
Oh,
speaker,
it's right up here.
at the mouth. That's where the kind of sound comes from.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, took out its tonsils or something.
So there's another one of those sensors that we looked at before.
Oh, yep.
Different color.
All right. So what are you seeing in there?
Besides a whole bunch of wires.
Is that
That's interesting.
oil
Yeah,
down
so
there?
so one of the things that we were wondering is how does it know when you're touching the cat? Because if you rub its cheek or its ear, I think the back of the head, it knows that you're touching it. So,
Cheek too. Okay.
so I don't know if that's some inexpensive capacitive.
It's kind of cool.
Oh. Came right
So
off.
it's just is it just sensing heat or something from
Through
your?
the plastic shell.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. That, you have
It
to
is
be- you have to
interesting.
be
It's just a little
touching
piece
for a
of
while.
sticky.
Well, I guess it depends what is on the end of that.
Just looks like a piece of soldered wire on that.
Was that in his throat or where was that one?
That was on one of his cheeks.
Be able to connect that part back. White,
I
red,
did not
red.
say anything.
Oh, and it's still alive, Kim.
There we go.
Oh, no.
He's still alive.
Okay. Still
Okay.
moves.
That is unbelievable. Y'all did that. What?
Okay.
He's totally taken apart and he's alive.
Oh, lost the screw.
But he's happy about it.
Yeah.
So.
It's just a little twitchy.
That's really
Yeah.
kind of.
So that
Yeah,
seems
it's
to.
reacting to that.
That's okay.
Oh, he's growling.
It's purring.
That's a really.
Oh.
How does that work
Yeah.
through the plastic?
There just has to be
all the
enough
way
of
back
a
here.
detection to know that it's doesn't have to be real sensitive, I suppose. But you can see it's following.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
trying to follow
Yeah.
the hand.
Wow.
Actually,
This is kind of sad.
Kim, you should try this. This little board out.
So we have some light pipes back here from the eyes down to the board. I can't
Yeah, it looks like it.
Huh,
cool.
I guess that's how they illuminate
Yeah.
around the eyes.
Well, if you have the LED set far enough back, it looks like an even glow without
Yeah.
any hot spots. So that's a nice, cheap way to do it.
So, is there a sensor in here?
Wow.
Probably.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Can we? How do we get that apart? Is it pressed together? Okay, I think we get the drum.
Hit it.
Oh, Dremel.
Ooh.
Stops on a dime. That's ABS plastic.
Excuse me.
There's some cheap stuff. There we go.
Nice.
And
Yeah, there's some of that foil right there.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That's probably all there is in there.
what else is in the head here? Each one of these guys has a mold.
There we go.
Oh,
There
nice.
we go.
There's
More
the
copper
eyeballs.
tape. Oh,
It's kind of like
So-
the game Operation.
Is there a sensor built into the pupil here? Or is this just a dumb plastic part?
so it looks like if you look through there, you can kind of see some wires going up there. Usually that's one for the emitter and one for the receiver. Shine light off, bounce off something, received by the other one. It said in the instructions, don't get more than about 6 inches away.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it's reading some sort of analog signal or if it's just, it's present or it's not present. You can kind of see the lens right in there too.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask. How many LEDs are behind each eye? Is it just one, or do they have more than one?
We got, looks like we
Just
have
one?
just one
Just
right
one,
there.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive to illuminate that whole ring.
Yeah.
And it was pretty even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And of course then, although we've dismantled it, the little linkage here to move the tail.
Just the tail.
I don't know. I just think that's cheesy. There's gotta be a better way. Oh. It's kind of nice.
I know where this is going. Right on your desk. So everything else in here seems to be just kind of motors to move stuff around.
What about the whiskers? Are those overmolded onto that plastic part?
That little rib in there, so they're not just pinched. You have this tortuous path to keep
Yeah.
them from coming out.
Trying to get to the speaker, or
Or the
is there?
speaker. It's just a, here. I'll take a few more screws out and then just pull that out.
All 8 of
Keep on
them.
coming.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
What are we seeing in there? Inexpensive little speaker.
Why isn't a screw stuck to it? Oh.
Because the speaker needs a little magnet to move the cone,
Hmm.
so it can click.
You're right. It is.
But it purred and it meowed. I mean, that's a pretty good range for this cheap little speaker.
They didn't get to see the red eyes. Nobody will ever believe me that it's.
So it's a little
Demonic.
gearbox.
Oh,
Another little
another
motor in
motor.
it.
Okay.
So that makes 11.
11 motors. So I guess that's how
Wow.
it moves.
That one's moving the
This.
head relative to
this.
the
Oh,
body.
okay. So that's the one moving the head.
Yeah,
You officially killed it.
yeah. I'm
Is
pretty sure we
there-
can get it to work again.
Anything else? It was just the speaker.
Yeah, speaker. I was not
Here.
able to get that out. That didn't seem like a big deal.
Is it pressed into place?
Just gonna do that. Oh.
Oh, that cat's not gonna
Brian.
meow anymore.
Ryan, you broke it.
Lost its meower.
I can't believe it.
Now you can fully decapitate it.
Well, I mean, if you count up all these, like each ear is a unique part. The left and right. You got the insert, the head,
The eyes are left and right
all
as well.
these.
Upper head, lower head.
Yep, the eyes are different. So there's.
Each of the 4 legs. So, most unexpected thing.
The foil.
I think the foil is pretty cool.
Pretty
Foil is pretty cool. These little sensors, or whatever these things are, have me perplexed. Not really sure why you'd need to have a bunch of sensors like this in a kid's toy. Maybe that's the best way to do it rather than some expensive linkage.
Is there anything that you thought you would see in here, but you didn't?
Bigger motors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed with this
Cyborg.
ball, though.
Oh yeah. I
There's
agree.
nothing. Yeah, they made it sound like it was such a big deal. And it's like,
How many pages do you think the assembly instructions are?
This is a lot of
Creep you
parts,
out
and we
with this.
didn't even disassemble all the legs.
Correct. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
Of this whole.
Oh, we didn't
This
take
whole
his,
thing.
his back half off, but it seems pretty.
It's basically the same. It's
Yeah.
the 3 motors with the 3 sensors,
Mm-hmm.
same gearing,
Same legs. Yep.
same legs.
More plastic parts.
Yep.
screwed in there.
Oh, Thanksgiving turkey leg.
Oh, here we go. Ready?
Oh god.
Damn, kid, you're pretty strong.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, it can't be destroyed. It's going to be in my nightmares.
This is as much fun for the adults as it was for the kids. So I'm impressed with the boards that they have in this thing. It's like some sophisticated circuitry to make this little guy work.
And there's multiple ones.
Yeah, the control board, the board for the head reads all the inputs when you're touching a cat.
And a little power board.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive.
What if when we opened it, there was a little baby kitty inside?
That would have been.
That would have been
Can
surprising.
we do that?
That would have been the most surprising thing I would have seen.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Exploded Views.
Brought to you by M3.
Join us next time.
We take apart something else and find a little nugget inside of that.